had a really interesting experience with a potential podcast guest that I want to share with you. Hi, thanks for stopping by our channel where we talk about many of the different aspects of animism. It could be plants, animals, rituals, relationships, life, anything to help bring this spirituality into your everyday life. At Pan Society, we believe that everything's alive, sacred, and connected, and our path is through honoring sovereignty, practicing connection, which leads to oneness. And COVID is certainly a challenge to that, right? Before I get into that, let me tell you about the response that I got from the potential guest to the podcast. So this guest was someone who uses crystals and divination as part of his spiritual path. And the point of having him on was so that he could share how that works with his spiritual path. And lots of us enjoy those things too, right? So who doesn't need more ideas or inspiration? Well, he did his homework, as a good guest should, and found out that our church offers exemption letters for those who object to vaccines. His response was that he couldn't support people who believe in anti-vax rhetoric. So, in case you share that opinion, let me first get us on the right foot with that. Pan Society neither supports nor opposes the use of vaccines. It's a personal choice. What we support is free choice. Your body, your choice, period. It's that way for anything. If you want to drink, take drugs, have an abortion, get a tattoo, it's all your choice. We can't say we believe that and then start making exceptions. That said, connection is a great balancer. There's always a yin and a yang. So if you want to do self-destructive stuff, if you truly believe in animism, you have to think about the big picture and how it impacts others, society, the environment, those types of things. We're all connected, so if we're all doing that, we're making the best choices that we can for all concerned. Maybe it's better for you to forgo the vaccine because you have other health risks that make vaccines more dangerous for you. Maybe it's better for you to take the vaccine because of your age, or maybe you have risk factors that make it less likely that you would recover if you got COVID. Whatever the case is, that's your business. The thing that really concerns me is when we start othering and separating people into vaxxers and anti-vaxxers. Most of us wouldn't think about separating based on color, gender, religion, and sexual orientation. That's just not where we are as a society. And this is the same thing. Think about the famous experiment that a teacher, Jane Elliott, did after Dr. Martin Luther King was assassinated. She told her students, I think they were elementary school aged, that brown-eyed children were better than blue-eyed ones. She had the brown-eyed kids put a paper armband on the blue-eyed ones, and the brown-eyed kids felt superior because they had authority behind them. They harassed the brown-eyed kids or the blue-eyed kids and wouldn't play with them during recess. The aggression intensified until it ended in violence. And the blue-eyed kids had no one to support them, so they had no choice but to take it. So something that wasn't even derogatory to begin with, so eye color, suddenly became a badge of inferiority or superiority. So the next day, the teacher said she made a mistake. It was the blue-eyed kids who were superior and the brown-eyed kids who were inferior. And the same thing happened all over again, just in reverse. This happened in Nazi Germany with the Jews. It's happening now with vaccine cards. People without vaccine cards are being denied work in the USA. They're being denied organ transplants. It's not a joke. Just like with the brown-eyed, blue-eyed experiment, and in Nazi Germany, othering with government authority behind it creates hate, violence, and discrimination. So ask yourself who you are. Look at the times that you've been discriminated against and ask yourself, is that who you want to be? I get it, it's a serious disease that kills people, but you're a sovereign person. You have a lot of choices. And I don't want to be around sick people. I don't want to get a disease either. But I have actually taken charge of my own risk factors by making choices, and I'm isolating. after being exposed 3 times to either people who were positive for COVID or people who had contact with people who were positive, I'm just like, you know what, enough. I work remotely, wash my hands a lot, and I take care of myself. Vaccinated people get COVID. They also pass it. So I'm just acting as if everyone has it, and I'm being picky about what I do and with whom I do it, because humans are social creatures and we need each other and we've got to see each other. So we all have to figure out, what works for you. So your solution's probably different, and that's your choice. And what I'm not doing is putting my belief in sovereignty and connection aside because it's not convenient. There's lots of ways to approach it that fit within this paradigm. So I'd like to know how you honor sovereignty and connection during COVID. Let's share some ideas so we can all find something that works for us.